And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Side Delta, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg. Representing Team Vitality, it is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player himself, the Blue Terran. Representing Team Liquid, it is Clem. Here we go. And if you are in the chat, predictions are open. Predictions are now open, so you can place your bets on who you think will claim the series. Will it be Clem or Solar? Will it be the Zerg or the Terran? Up to you to decide. Clem opening up 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper opening here out of Clem. Likewise, Clem he is our most recent KSL champion. He was able to bring down Dark in the finals of KSL. So Clem already showcasing his prowess in TvZ, but Dark is a very different kind of player. Dark is more Roach heavy, he's more aggressive. Solar, a little bit more mid-game oriented, and a little bit more Ling Bane oriented as well. So we'll see where this takes us. As for now, as we mentioned, 2-Rax Reaper. 2-Rax Reaper. Let's go. Will they play in GSL? Right now, the purpose of them staying in Korea is to train and prepare for EWC. Esports World Cup is the World Finals, and it's coming up next month. So the reason why everyone is in Korea is to get the best practice possible, the best practice they can in preparation for the most important tournament of the year. So it is not for GSL, it is for EWC. I mean, a big event nonetheless. Meanwhile, we do have our Reapers on the way. The goal of this build, the purpose of this opener, is to deny the third, to contain Solar on 2 bases. We'll see if we can, as Solar is soon about to scout and confirm with the Overlord. Will soon confirm. Bonsoir, Monsieur Colossi. Your Brazilian is beautiful. As we are settling in. CC is on the way. Clem moving out with the Reapers. Solar going to be hiding his drone, keeping it hidden, keeping it safe. At that 4th base location. And the Reaper has arrived. Link speed is going to be prioritized here for Solar. Does prioritize Link speed. Dancing with that Reaper. We did make an extra pair of Lings. We have to. Just because more Reapers are coming. And for now, Solar does deflect. 3rd base has yet to be thrown down. Again, the 3rd base is delayed because of the Reaper aggression, and we have 3 Reapers in total. We're getting a 4th Reaper back at home, but just the 4th Reaper. 4 Reapers, then into the add-ons, then into the mid-game, into the next stage of this build. Meanwhile, the Queen under fire takes a lot of hits. Drone is going to be coming in. Not quite, not yet. Still biding our time. Clem will check the 3rd base location. Once again, confirming there's nothing, but here come the drones. Here comes the 3rd. But it was delayed. This was a big delay nonetheless here for Solar. Stuck on 2 bases, maintaining himself, does keep up. Meanwhile, Clem going for a 3rd CC before the natural was even done. So very economic follow-up here, getting into a 3 CC 2-1-1. So there is going to be a stim timing available for Clem, but it's not going to hit too hard, as we're just gearing up for the mid-game. As Clem just being very active with his Reapers. Link speed kicking in. Solar is holding his own. As Link is trying to catch Reapers, but this Reaper cliff, they can't escape. Someone is asking, who's in Korea? The NA boys. Astrea, Trigger, and Future. They are in Korea alongside Clem. They're all together. Go. He isn't, neither is Trigger, but they are helping out their boys. There you go. So asking like Trigger in future, they are not qualified for EWC. That is true, but they are there to help out Australia and Clem. They will still be practice partners, still be in the environment. That's also why they're also competing in these weekly tournaments. So they will still be a benefit for, of course, Clem and Australia. As Clem is moving out across map, Stim is done, medevacs have arrived. At the same time, third CC has been thrown down. Solo does spot this, does confirm. But can we survive the push? And we survive. Hellbat's going to be morphing in. Stimming on forward. We do focus on the medevac. Nicely done. Meanwhile, the Hellbats have morphed in. Armory did complete. And without Bailings, we are breaking through. We're getting on top of the queens. We have a transfuse. We are running out of transfuse energy. One queen goes down. Second queen goes down. But we do hold. We do hold. We do defend. Nicely done here by Solar. Does deflect Clem. Clem has to back off. Remember, he was not all in, but he's being denied mining here at the third base. Solo being as annoying as possible. Clem still rallying across the map, morphing in even more Hellbats. I apologize, I missed the armory. I was just focusing in the chat. But this was a sim timing alongside the Hellbat push, or the Hellbats. But Solo holds. And now we have Bailings. Now we have 1-1 kicking in. No fourth hatchery yet, but it should be on the horizon. We're getting there. We go. Might just be that to drink soju and eat chicken. I mean, they literally were all playing in KSL and Kung Fu Cup and this tournament as well. Like, they're all playing together in these online weeklies. And again, I'm sure they're also helping when it comes to the practice environment, and motivating each other as well to improve. Like, that's the purpose of a boot camp. So it is really cool to hear. As Clem is moving out. Getting ready for a second push. We have a handful of Hellbats. Bailings are ready for it this time. How good are the mine shots going to be? Oh, don't quite commit. Not yet. 2 Widows behind this. Mine shots yet to be baited out. So a very close hold here. Bailings can connect with the Hellbats. Hellbats will fall. And the mines! Widow mines are baited out. Solar barely holds on. At the same time, getting ready for a run by. Mine shot goes off. And Lingze will distract Clem. At the same time, Bailey's kicking in. Up! Forcing back the army. Clem is being forced back. Solo does hold. We have creeps spreading quite nicely here towards the north, towards the center, but not really towards the south. So you have to get on that. Creep's going to be amassing. Solo embracing Ling Bane Hydra here, taking up into Hive Tech with Sagemit's on the way. Hydra, of course, will help when it comes to dealing with these drops, and we have Lurkers on the horizon as well. You can embrace the Lurkers as Clem is doubling down on bioaggression. Now, this is not a 3-base all-in. Clem is taking a 4CC. It's on the way back at home. We do need Lings though. Solo going for a massive Ling counterattack, but Clem is ready. Clem, he is ready back at home. We have reinforcements. Clem does hold. At the same time, mine shots getting baited out. No big connections. But we need Lings. Solo, he desperately does need Lings to defend. 18 Lings are on the way. The army does stim once again. Pushing forward, getting on top of the queens. Queen's getting low. Another queen goes down. And yeah, there's just not enough Lings. Bailings, they get targeted down one after the other. No Lings to support. Without Lings, Bailings, they just melt. They do not connect. Not ever. And Clem is breaking through. Clem, yeah, he is breaking through. Snowballing out of control. Focusing down those Bailings. Taking down the queens. Mine shots aren't amazing. Hydras are still amassing. Solar, can we hold? It's going to be close. Up. Solar, he's barely holding on. Oh, massive connection. Oh my god. One Bailing is all we need. One Bailing is all it takes. And one Bailing connects and Clem has to back off. Oh my god. What a Bailing connection as well. Solar survives. He survives. Hive is halfway done. Lurker Den is on the way. Solo once again going for a run by, but Clem does intercept. Oh my god, that was 2 queens going down to the mine shot. Brutal. But now we are rotating over. Mine shot going up. Oh, connecting the mineral line. Drones are going down. And once again, Solar, he's lacking Ling Bane. Oh, we do force friendly fire though. Okay, okay. We're lacking Ling Bane, make use of the Widow Mines. Speaking of, Widow Mines are not going to reset, thankfully. One of them might. As now we do have a healthier Ling count. Lings are amassing. Clem getting ready for the push towards the south. Vipers are on the way. That'll be a secure way to shut down these drops. But until then, Clem has momentum, has map control, pushing in towards the expansion. Mine's just going to be going up. And once again, we are gaining ground in Solo. He just can barely not keep up. As we do break through the initial defensive line there of Widow Mines. Widow Mines get cleaned up. Solo, once again, he's barely holding. Lurker Den is done. And show us the Lunkers, Papi. That's what we're waiting for. The Lunkers and the Vipers. Without them, we kind of hold on. Widow Mine is going to reset. 5 drones going down in total. Widow Mines have been so annoying here for Solar. Clem still rallying over. He's on 4 CC. Further in, Vipers have arrived. They can, of course, parasitic bomb the medevacs. These medevacs have been accumulating. Lurkers have made it, and Solar, his goal here is to slow the game down. Slow the game down enough. Liberator does fall. Bio Army rotating over towards the third. Third base. Widow Mines going down. Solar will keep up. And now both players are about to max. Both players are maxing out. We have a back and forth. For the longest time, Clem had map control and had momentum, but now that's about to be stripped away. Now that we have Lurkers and Vipers, now suddenly the dynamic changes here in ZVT. And Solo can actually fight back, and can actually force Clem back home. We can finally be aggressive, Bobby, as we're chasing down the Marines and those Marauders. Collapsing on the main army. Vipers coming in. Nice kiting here from Clem. But we're going to be running out of map space. There we go. Forced to pick up. The base is going to be denied. We're going for the CC at the same time. Lurkers, they counter-attack across them. They get into the mineral line. Solo going for a split push. That's to kill the CC. 400 minerals down the drain. Mine just going up. On Lings, but not on Bailings. Clean up the Widow Mines. We can't break this choke point. This position is just brutal. Too brutal to push into. Solo will retreat. Lurkers, did they go down? Ooh, it looks like they did. Yeah, rough loss. Those 4 Lurkers that were cleaned up by the Ghosts. Ghosts have hit the field. And now we have a back and forth. Until the Lurkers popped out, Solo had map control, but now it's not as easy. Not as clear cut here, as Ghosts are amassing. Solar still applying a lot of pressure. More Lurkers have morphed in. Likewise, Liberators hitting the 4th. Queens do maintain themselves. How many Lurkers do we have? 6. 6 Lurkers, 2 Vipers. The main army is missed. Solar not fully aware where it is. Rotating over. Knocking down the rocks. Making room. And this third base looking very exposed. Yeah, Clem is expecting a push here towards the north, not towards the south. He has to respond. He has to react. Send the tower under fire. We're forcing a bit of friendly fire. Up! The mine shots will connect on the Bailings. Solar collapsing on the main army. Oh my god, massive mine shots. Will not get on top of the Ghost. Solar has to retreat. Does have to back off. Costing 15 Banelings. And a Viper, didn't even notice. Yeah, one of the Vipers did go down. At the same time, Lurkers don't get any ground towards the north either. See Solar checking for a fresh base. Collapsing on the third. Oh, massive mine connections on links once again. But we're going for the mineral line. Banelings are going to be crashing in. They take down the ghosts. They go for the SCVs. Oh, ooh, barely connecting. 10 SCVs go down. And we don't quite get the CC. Not a bad trade. Say that, thankfully, it did not cost us the Viper. Viper does survive. Solar taking top right. Has to back up, has to rebuild his Banelings. Has to remass. Now Infestors on the way. I mean, fungal growths are going to be a key factor here as well, catching out those ghosts. If these ghosts ever get caught out, that's going to be game. Then and there. Will it be game? Have a bit of a lull period here. Solar making his way to the main base. Remember, Nidus is done. We can try to go for the Nidus into the production, but we're ready for it. Somewhat. There we have the scan, we have the snipe. But he's wise to the Nidus worms. And he will shut down that hatchery. Ooh, that's going to be a kill. A kill, not a cancel. Brutal pick off at the same time. Solar doesn't carry's collapsing in. Going for the surround. Does catch some ghosts. That's going to be, one ghost falling. Not many. One ghost goes down. Banelings roll in, taking down a second ghost. And barely a third. 3 ghosts go down for the price of 60 lings and 22 Banelings. Oh my god. Not ideal. But Solar is still maintaining himself. He also gets 8 SCVs. And the Infestors have arrived. Looking for those fungals. At the same time, Clem taking another base, taking top right. Another CC getting up and running. As he takes the space, he should lose this third though. Without any ghosts in position, we should break this position. Solar doesn't commit. Oh, the mine shot! Massive widow mines. Oh my god. So many links go down. Once again, another 3 mine shots clean up every single ling. That was 127 lings going down. At the same time, the ghosts, they break through the defensive line. They caught the lurkers. EMP on the Infestor as well. Oh my god, these have been brutal fights here for Solar. Again, the lack of SCVs is what's keeping Solar in this. But the trades were brutal. Did it catch 5 ghosts? Nice storm here across the map. Meanwhile, Clem pushing forward. The fungal! Oh, we catch the Medivacs! Beautiful, beautiful fungal here from Solar. Finally, we catch out the Medivacs. We catch out a ghost. Or the Medivac full of ghosts even. And it looks like we will break this Nexus. Nexus Planetary, you know what I mean. Planetary is going to go down, and now we can take top right as well. And Clem, he has nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. The ghosts, they cloak in the corner of the map. But there's no saving them. There shouldn't be a way to save them. Yes, we have found them out. The ghost counts basically resets. We're down to 2 ghosts left. And Solar from here can just back off, rebuild, and just keep the pressure up. Meanwhile, Clem is on 3 CC. 3 bases left. We're scanning. Clem now realizes how far behind he is. The bases are fully operational. Nice as well, denying expansion. Massive mine connections on the Lings once again, though. And I mean, Clem, he's trading well, he's kiting well. And upon seeing these bases, he is rallying on over. Reinforcements are on the way. The fungal from behind! Oh my god! The Infestors, they snuck up on the army. Massive fungals. We catch out the northern force. Now we can focus here towards the south. As Clem is going for the hatchery. And Solar, he's racing on over across the map. Does race over, denies mining here at the northern CC. Medevac gets low. GG gets called, and Solar will take a lead in the series. We'll take game number 1. GG. GG, well played. Oh, did I not start the predictions? Oh, that's a shame. Did I not? I need to double check that. I need to... I mentioned before that my mind is a little bit fried from laddering earlier. My brain is worn out, so I do apologize if predictions weren't open. They should have been. Okay, they are. Okay, they. Okay. I was second guessing myself, Papi. I was concerned. But GG, well played. It was a very tense back and forth. As a reminder, initially Clem had control of the game. He had control of the game. He was just forcing Solar back. He was just pulling him apart and applying so much pressure. Solar was barely holding on, just barely survived, and eventually got into Lurkers. And we spoke about it at the time. Once Lurkers came into the mix, Solar no longer had to be the defender. Finally, Solar could be the aggressor. Finally, Solar, he gained map control. We had more of a back and forth instead. And Solar was able to maintain his own momentum and maintain map control as well. Just keeping Clem back. Hindering the economy. Eventually catching out the ghost of those fungals and popping off. GG. GG, well played. And now we're getting into game number 2. Let's go. Getting into that second game. And we'll see how this goes. As spawning in the top left-hand corner of Oceanborn, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Vitality, leading the series 1-0. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the French Terran player, representing Team Liquid, down in the series, but it's a best of 5, plenty more games ahead of us. It is a Clem. Let's go. Surprised Raynor didn't stay. Unfortunately, Raynor, he'd already, like, I wouldn't say overstayed his welcome, but he did stay like 3 months. It was like 3 months or something like that. I think it was like 90 days in Korea that he had spent. So he did go back to Europe, Technically, he could go back to Korea, but he might be homesick a little bit, right? Like, spending 3 months in Korea already, like, he did his time. Raynor did his time, and I'm pretty sure tourist visas are max 90 days for the most part. There are different visas, of course, for different countries, but yeah, Raynor, you can't just stay. Unfortunately, you can't just stay. And he's doing his own practice, doing his own customs, I'm sure, in Europe. I'm sure working with Cyril as well. Would not be surprised among some of the other European players out there. Odd to see Clem didn't capitalize his C. This is just his account on Korea. Just the Korean account has a lowercase c. It is uppercase everywhere else. As a heads up. Meanwhile, this time Clem opening up with a Rax Expand standard opener here out of our blue Terran. Meanwhile, Solar going gasless. Let's go. That's going to be a hatch into spawning pool into hatchery here. Again, a very greedy build by Solar. Clem does confirm that the hatchery is already on the way. And this time Clem did not open up to Rax Reaper. Clem cannot punish this. Well, not yet. Not anytime soon. Now, the downside, of course, is no gas. No gas means no link speed. Usually, this leads into roaches. And this could be also leading into a roach all-in. Solar, we saw this earlier today. He is more than willing to embrace all-ins if need be. Solar is more than willing to just commit here to Roach Blade, Roach Aggression, whenever he needs to. Isn't something he's too fond of, but yeah, every now and then, does Roach it up. So Reaper is going to be pinned back. And ideally, we don't take the gases until we get full saturation on at least the natural. Oh, my apologies. We have taken a gas here at the natural, actually. This is interesting. Okay, Clem is outscattered. So, Clem, he saw the main, he saw the lack of gas, he's aware of the gas's build, but this earlier gas geyser is not orthodox. This is not normal, so I'm curious what Solar's plan is. Ooh, as Clem does dip into the natural, and he will confirm, he will scat the gas, and is now aware of the potential of Ling Bane play. We'll see. Just the one gas geyser for now. So Clem, he knows that his opponent isn't as greedy. Yep, there it is. Link speed is on the way. Again, usually we skip Link speed and we drone up a little bit harder before taking a gas. So very important that Clem did confirm that. Meanwhile, back at home, we have our Cyclones. We shut down the Overlords. I say that the Overlord barely does escape. Barely survives. As behind this, Clem opening up. Oh, with a 2-1-1. 2-on-1 Cyclone. It's been a while since we've seen this. This opener was popularized, I want to say, at the start of the year, right? Like around the start of the year here, especially with the older Cyclone in the last patch. So very interesting. Very aggressive here as well from Clem. It takes out a queen already. One queen goes out. Lings, they struggle to engage. Remember, Link speed is not done. The Cyclones, they're popping off. Meanwhile, early Bailey Nest here from Solar. No lair. Uh-oh. This could be the beginning of an all-in. Like, we spoke earlier about the earlier gases that Solar had taken. I was curious if we were going to be embracing something more aggressive and more committed, and I think we are. Yeah, Solar, he's going for the all-in. Massing up pure Ling Bane. Meanwhile, back at home, Clem is going to have a massive amount of Marines. Stim is about to finish up in 10 seconds. And Solar is still not droning. Just straight up all in here. Solar hoping that Clem was a little bit more greedy. But remember, this is a delayed third CC out of Clem. Clem has a lot of Marines. And Stim is done. It's gonna, I mean, there's no bunker. If there was a bunker, I think Clem holds. Without the bunker, it's going to be close. Clem, he has no idea. He has no idea what's coming. He has no idea what's going on. He's moving out. Now is not the time. Clem moves out. He's on the other side of the wall. And we're collapsing in. We stim on forward, but alas, the wall is a wall just barely. Whew. We do fully wall up. Wall gets knocked down. We're busting into the natural, into the mineral line. Boys are being pulled, and so far we split well. So far, a good response, good reaction here out of Clem. And we hold. Yeah, we shut this down. Again, I was concerned here for Solar because Clem did not open up economically. He opened up aggressively, so he has a massive amount of Marines. And even without the bunker, Clem, he's looking strong. And he's ahead. Clem has a massive lead. Solar is now droning, but these drones are so late. The lair is late, the Evo chambers are late. Everything here is so delayed. And it's an uphill battle. It's going to be a rough game from here on forward for Solar, as he did not get enough damage done. He needed more. Solar did need more. And the only hope that Solar has here is if Clem is playing scared. Like, if Clem is maybe afraid of a second all-in, a second wave, and if he stays at home and he builds up and he waits until 3-base saturation, then he's going to be giving Solar an opportunity here to bounce back. So we'll see if he does move out. We shall see. As Clem is going to be rallying across the map. Clem is not passive. And this is going to be a rough hold for Solar. He's going to have to defend with slow banes. Slow banes are on the way. Army simming on forward, catching out the Lings. Banelings will crash in, but last we do pick up in time. We avoid the Banelings. So far, very efficient trade here out of Clem, and he's not done. He's dropping into the main base. Only the one queen, only the 2 Lings. We can drop in, and we can dive on this. And Clem is getting a lot done. Forcing another stim, focus down all the Banelings. Again, slow Banelings, they don't connect. The efficiency is insane, Papi. 34 Lings for a medevac full of Marines, and we're not done. We catch a queen as well. Queen goes down, limited anti-air. We still have the 1 Marine here on the low ground. Will eventually be cleaned up. And behind this, Clem is working on a 4 CC, building up his tank counts. More Marines. 1-1 is finishing up. Armory for 2-2. Clem is looking quite comfortable. this drop didn't have to do damage. This drop was just to harass, just to clear up creep. Ideally, it's gotten so much more than that. In a standard game setup, I should say, it's just to clear creep and maintain map control. We've traded so well against Banelings, against Lings. Baneling speed has still not begun. This is an oversight for Solar. We have a lair, we have gas, no Baneling speed. This is, yeah, this, this is brutal. Clem is pushing forward. Yeah, the tanks, they tank so many of those Banelings. And GG gets called. Clem will take this, will take back game number 2 and tie things up 1-1. GG. We are going into a tied up series here. Clem bounces back. Let's go. But again, Solo was fully all in with the Ling Bane all in and with Ling Bane push, and unfortunately just did not do enough damage. Clem didn't see it coming, but because of Clem's build, because of his 2-1-1, he had an abundance of units to work with anyway, so he was able to defend, able to shut it down. Solo was hoping that Clem had gone for a more economic build, like a 3cc, a more economic, more greedy build, but that was not the case. So Solo gambled a little bit and unfortunately gambled incorrectly, and now we have a back and forth. We have a tied up series and we're getting into game number 3. Here we go. Here we go. Just catching up in the chat. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Alkion, we have the red Zerg player representing Team Vitality, who are being forced into a tied-up series, but can still bring this back, can still bring this home. It is Solar. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Tying up the series 1-1. As we are going to be settling in. This time it's going to be a hatch first. We'll keep an eye on the gases. I don't want to blindly say hatch gas pull. It should be hatchery into gas. Never mind, it was a 15-15. Interesting. So 15-15 opener. Solar is hoping that Clem opens up 2-Rax Reaper. We can see that is not the case. So this is a very safe opener out of Solar, blindly trying to counter 2-Rax Reaper, but it's a standard opener out of Clem. So Clem, I would give the slight advantage here. Slight. There you go. As we are going to be settling in. For those that are curious, again, this is a delayed gas build. This is designed to get earlier queens. Earlier queens, earlier lings, or I say earlier queens, early lings. We're going to be able to drone up and focus on mineral income early on, and this would typically lead into roaches, into roach play, just because of how late your gases are. And is a way to shut down early game Reaper aggression. But again, Clem just getting to a standard opener, Rax expands into our initial Reaper, moving out across the map. SCV does scout, does confirm. And we'll see if Solar can get his third base up and running. So drone is on the way, Lings have arrived. Yeah, they should be able to fend off that SCV. Up, it's close. Yeah, the drone is going to be forced back. Oh, forced back for a moment, and we do get our third base just up in time. Whew. I was close. One more second, and it would have been denied. Reaper takes out 2 Lings. Queens are out. And the gas is on the way. Okay. It's going to be late or delayed gas here for Solar. We'll see if he does embrace Ling speed or not. It's early enough where we can get into Ling speed. It's okay. go. As Clem is going to be dipping into the main. Does dip in, just getting some scanning information, gets eyes on the third. Gas is building up the solar. And behind this, Clem is going to be going 3cc. 3cc into a starport. Again, this is the opener that Solar was hoping that Clem went for last game. That this is what he was hoping for, but wasn't the case. Never lucky, man. Never lucky. So Clem does push forward, avoiding those queens. Goes to the middle line. And Link's not ready. Remember, Link's speed was not researched, and drones getting barbecued. Oh my god. Big volleys going off. We get 5 drone kills. That is worth 2 Hellions. Well worth it for Clem. And we are going to be skipping Link's speed. Link's speed is not being researched. This should be for a Roach War. Should be. Should be Roach play here from Solar. We'll keep an eye on him. Once again, Clem going for another dive. Once again, Slowlings struggling to keep up. We annihilate those Lings. We dive into the main base. Boys happy, but we get us around. The boys are pulled. We shut down the Hellion. Whew. Just barely. And we confirm, still no lair. No other tech of choice, not yet. There it is. It's going to be a lair first. Lair first on the way from Solar. Meanwhile, that is going to be fake cloak on the way. Okay. It's going to be 3cc into Banshee. We do cancel Matrix or cloak, essentially. So just vanilla Banshees forcing an overreaction out of Solar. Spores are on the way. Banshees have arrived. And it is going to be a Bailey Nest, actually, not a Roach Warren. Okay. Which means, where's Link speed? Oh, have we forgotten? Like, if we're not going for the Roach Run, we do need Link speed, and we have yet to research. Last game we forgot Bailing speed. Here, there we go. Link speed finally on the way, but it's so late. It's so delayed. We didn't have the resources for it. We didn't have the gas. And we're going to cut this close. It means that there's going to be a window where Clem can once again take advantage of Solar and try to get into another mineral line. Solar relying on purely queens to defend. And purely queens to keep up. Okay, we have Banshees on one end. Hellions on the other. Banshees dip in. And they dip out. Likewise, looks like Clem, he isn't really going for any push earlier on. Looks like Link speed should finish in time for 7 minutes for the eventual move out of Clem, so it should be okay. Should be okay. Hellions aren't too adventurous. Thankfully for Solar. And he is taking a 4th. Getting his 4th. 1-1 is on the way. Link speed about to finish. We're okay. We get away with it. I mean, did lose a lot of drones in the process, true. Did happen, but we're okay. We're going to be okay here. As Clem shouldn't be moving out until we really reach our next step, which is 1-1 upgrades. 1-1 about to finish up. Clem moving out with drop play, not with the tanks. We're leaving the tanks back at home for now. And just focusing on map control and clearing up some creep. Now clearing up as much creep as we can. Catch some tumors. Catch a couple of tumors. Diving on the queens. Up! Oh, Hellbats are morphed in. We won't commit. As the Marines are forced back. At the same time, Banshees, they're poised and ready to go. Ready to dive into that northern base. And here comes the actual move out. This time with tanks, with the rest of the army, with the reinforcements. Ideally, Clem would have cleaned up all this creep to actually push through towards and threaten the base. But the creep is still standing strong. This is still a brutal position here in the center of the map. Clem is pushing forward. Exposing these tanks a little bit. But They do siege. And Solar backs off. Solar does back off, building up more Link Bane. Collapsing on the Hellbats initially. Hellbats do go down. Clem still rallying across. And he is 8-raxing. That's a good map for it. It's going to be a 3-base 8-rax here from Clem. 3-base all-in, essentially. Doubling down, staying on the one factory. And just rallying everything across the map to end the game here and now. And can Solar hold on? Can he survive this? Can he hold on as we do slowly leapfrog forward? Now the tank getting within range. Hydra's taking a lot of hits. We do come in from behind. We go for the full surround. We collapse on the tanks. Bailey's a crash into the Marines as well. A very nice collapse here, sandwich from Solar. From here, yes, the backup. Reinforcements have arrived, but now only one tank for Clem. And now we can back up and do that again. Ideally. Marines are poking forward. Getting on top of the Hydras. Queens are going down. Running out of transfuse. Yeah, the Queens are falling. Hydras are melting as well. It's going to be a close hold. There was so many Hydras going down. And Clem may have too much. Bailey do get past the tank. Getting on top of the Marines. I'm afraid to look, though. I'm afraid to look. That was how many Hydras? 11 Hydras. Oof. 11 Hydras going down. That may just be too much. As Clem maintains this position. Pushing forward even further. Tank has been replaced. Remember, this has been a 3-way solid. 4 CC is on the way, though. Getting ready for the next step. Collapsing on the tank. Tank going to go down. Barely any Banelings, though. But it looks like we barely have enough Lings and Hydras. Again, not the best trade here from Solar. Trading out Hydras for Marines. It looks like he will barely hold on. Solar survives. He survives. Lurker Den's on the way. Vipers are on the way as well. This was very committed here from Clem. But he is taking the 4th. And Clem backs up. Okay. We made it. Solar, he breaks the main army. Clem, he retreats, taking his 4th base. Meanwhile, at the same time, Solar. Oh my god. The balls on Solar to go across the map amidst of all this. Hits the 4th base, but we have reinforcements. Yeah, we do have enough to defend. At the same time, Solar collapsing to disrupt. And we have a game. We have a game. We have it back and forth. The game will not end suddenly here off of 3 bases. Solar getting up to 81 workers. Hive Tech. Vipers are gathering energy as we speak. Very similar to game number 1, actually, where Solar was kind of like up against the wall on side Delta, where he was on the brink of dying. And then he held, and then very quickly the momentum swings in favor of the Zerg. Just because of how committed Clem was in both game 1 and here in game 3. Which is why once that push fails, I mean, Clem, he loses all map control. He's stuck at home. Solar knocking down all the rocks, spreading creep freely, taking another base. Made it over that first hurdle. It was a big hurdle, though. It was big. It's massive. Good Sim City here from Clem. It is solid. It's going to be difficult to really engage and get on top of the tank. Without Vipers, at least. And Solar is maxed out. Whew. Solar is maxed out. Bring down those rocks. Ghost Academy's on the way, and we're in for a longer one. We're in for a much longer game. We are looking, or Clem is at least looking to cut the map in half. It's going to be on Solar to deny the 5th. That's the win conditioning for Solar for now. Deny the 5th base and try to pull Clem apart. Tank bullies going up. Where are the Vipers? Vipers moving out. We have a 3-tank setup here. 3-tank siege line at the 3rd. But now Solar just settling into 3-3. 3 upgrades on the way, or +3 carapace at least. Opening up all these attack pods. does find a base. Ooh, that's a kill, not a cancel. Kill on that hatchery. Solar collapsing in. Does force back the medevacs. Medevacs are forced back. Solar being adventurous, he's going to be triple expanding, where he takes top left, bottom right, and tries to take another base. He's going to be denied. Meanwhile, Solar, he does keep up with these drops. Hatchery is going to go down, though. Hatchery does fall. Medevacs are forced back. Viper's not fast enough to yoink. There's going to be 2 bases going down. And Clem is now expanding. He's now taking a 5th. And again, Clem is fully turtled up. We have CCs, tanks, missile towers, sensor towers. Like, we're fully turtling up here on 5 bases. And it's going to be difficult for Solar to really deny the 5th. At this point, like, the setup here is looking quite solid. And you can see Solar bringing everything together for the most part. His goal here is to break this location. Can he, though? He's going to try it. Does collapse in, going for the CC. A nice biting clouds here on the Marines, on the tanks as well. And 1 tank does fall. We get 15 SCVs, but the base survives. And Clem holds. Clem does hold. Forcing Solar back. And Solar's going to try that again. Right? Like, again, the goal here for Solar is to knock down this base time and time again and make sure that Clem does not establish this position. Make sure that we don't get CCs, planetaries, turrets. The same setup that we have here. We have to deny it. Otherwise, there's no stopping this. And then Clem can take the gold. Like, once this base is taken, the gold base is soon taken thereafter. Solar collapses in. Yeah, he does zone away the army, getting on top of the CC. CC gets low. Solar pulling back. Now just running towards the left. Another hatchery being taken. Solar rebuilding. So we're getting the wall up. CC, turret as well. Do we have any Vipers? We do have 2 Vipers. There we go. They're coming in. Now full of energy. And before the wall does finish, there we find inside the tanks once again. Both of them. We collapse on top of the tanks. We're going for the CC. Can we bring it down? Railing does crash in. It looks like we hold. Yeah, Clemmy will hold on. Solar, he invested a lot here into denying this space, and he is unsuccessful. Trying time and time again to break this, but now the planetary is done. CCs are on the way. Solar has a bank and he's rebuilding. He's remaxing, that's true. But Clem is kind of hunkering down here. And up next is going to be the gold. That is kind of going to be the next staging ground here for our players. I mean, I say that, it looks like Solar is gearing up for another push. He's trying to pull Clem's attention away. Deny this for him. Tanks in position. But with this base, Clem is going to be able to max out and have a comparable army to that, if not better army than that of Solar. Solar, he doesn't want to give up, though. Doesn't want to give up on this base. The ghosts are out of position, so we can abuse this. Going for the ghosts, but not able to catch them. Do we have any Vipers? We do. If that happens again, if the ghosts ever move out on the left, or even further on the left-hand side, then we can break this location. We can pull it off. Considering there's still like a wide gap here that we can make use of. Vipers catching a tank. Ghost as well. 2 ghosts. 2 ghosts go down. same time, Lurker going to be harassing, but is going to be shut down as well. Yeah, and we spoke about the gold. There it is. The gold base is now being taken. And we have to do something about this. Here we go. We commit in towards the left. Goes not where they need to be. We go for Planetary. Planetary does go down. Just barely. We catch the SCVs as well. Not a bad pickoff, but this base wasn't as crucial. Like, sure, we deny this base. 15 SCVs go down. But this is a fresh mining base. And again, the gold comes along with it as well. So that was good. But Clem is still very much so in this. Once he gets the gold base up and running. Solar trickling in, catching a tank. Not bad. Tank is going to go down. Pulling away. We have Infestors on the way. Spires, it should be for Broodlords. Solar is taking up. Solar applying pressure here to the CC, but it's only 3 lurkers. With a scan, we should be able to deal with this. At the same time, we collapse again! Once again, going for that CC, catching a tank. Not quite getting the ghost, though. That was a brutal trade. Unable to break through yet. Going for the fungal! Oh, it connects! Massive fungal. Where's the follow-up, though? The chain fungal, but no Ling Bane. Yeah, the fungals, they mean nothing without Ling Bane to follow up. Ay, ay, ay. And Clem does force Solar back. You can take the fungals to the face, Pappy. Does nothing. The fungals, they do nothing. But the base will fall. But this CC, it's still very exposed. We break through. We deny mining. Gold base still not operational yet. Still not there. Solar has remaxed, and he's still trading. Like, bearing in mind here that Clem is bleeding out some tanks here and there, a ghost here and there. And we're collapsing in! Yeah, Solar, he's going for the kill, breaking through the tank line. Tanks that Clem cannot replace. Oh my god, so many tanks. What was that? 5 tanks going down! And I spoke earlier, I was like, oh, Clem, he should be okay. You know, he lost the base, but he's going to be able to saturate. This gold has not been saturated. It's not up and running. We need it, Papi. Yeah, and Solar just not backing up ever at this point. Gets on top of the ghost, big snipes going up, tanks are going down. And this base has been a non-factor. Solar still rebuilding, remaxing, just keeping the pressure up. And Clemmy's down to 100 supply. Barely an army. Barely anything left. Solar looks like he has on it. He's broken the economy here of Clem. Clem down to 30 SCVs. Okay. Was a bit of a battle of attrition. Oh, calm down. We do need to calm down a little bit, though. As we are going to be rolling over. Getting on top of some of these tanks. Yeah, we just ignore the gold base. It's heavily fortified. We go for the third instead. We attack wherever Clem is not. And he's not at the third. And we could even go into the main. Let's say that. Lurkers, of course, denying mining here at the gold. Deny mining. We have positioned Clem. Clem is stuck here on the right-hand side. And he's being dragged out into the open. And we're dragging him out. And now we're going for the surround. Oh! Clem forced back to the natural. The Lings, they collapse in. And Solar, he has done it. Finally trading well here against these ghosts. We'll bring them all down one after the other. GG gets called, and Solar takes a 2-1 lead over Clem. Whew, GG. Let's go. GG, well played. Solar, one more game is all he needs to claim the series, to be our champion. Uno mas is all he needs. Meanwhile, Clem has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. Whew. And again, just a very intense back and forth. As a reminder, Clem started things off with a 3-base all-in. Did not kill Solar. We saw that very quickly after the failed all-in, Solar gained map control. He was able to pin Clem back on 4 bases. And Solar, a big portion of that follow-up was denying the 5th. was trying to deny the 5th base, and Solo wasn't quite able to, but what he was doing was trading, right? Every single time he went in, it was like 15 to 10 SCV kills, so he was keeping the worker count low, keeping the economy in check, and then he eventually was able to rotate and break down a base, and Clem was just having a really hard time trading, having a really hard time maintaining his losses specifically. So over time, losing a tank here and there did add up over time, and Solo was able to overwhelm Clem. I mentioned before that, you know, when the base had gotten up and running, I was like, oh, with the gold, like, we should be able to maintain ourselves, but never really got up and running there for Clem. Never got saturated, never really held on to that location, and Solar takes the game. Now we're getting into game number 4. Here we go. We're getting into our next game, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Crimson Court, we have the South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Vitality. One game away from becoming our champion, it is a Solar. Going for a 15-15. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the French Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Pressure's on. He has to fight back here and now to force the ace match. I would love to see game 5, regardless of how the series ends. I would love to see an ace match between these two players. Let's go. Let's bring it back. As, again, Solar is opening up very safely. This is designed to defend against something like 2-Rax Reaper. As we can see, no 2-Rax Reaper. It's going to be a Rax Expand, standard opener out of Clem, safe opener out of Solar. If you remember, the same thing happened last game, and this can once again lead into delayed gases into roaches. Last game it was just really late link speed and really late banelings. So we'll see what Solar does embrace. We shall see. Here we go. So now we can see Solo going to be mining through those gold minerals on the left-hand side. Still no gas, by the way, so he is looking to maybe prioritize and rush into that 3rd hatchery. And it is going to be the case. SCV has arrived, but we should be able to break through and get that hatchery up and running. Again, this is a unique feature of this map of Crimson Court. We do have a mineral wall here on the left-hand side, so this 3rd base is very secure. And it will be taken. Solo will embrace it. Clem won't be able to do much about it. Again, gasless opener here out of Solo with a 15-15. And we'll see when the gases are taken. That will give us a glimpse as to whether it's going to be Lingbane or Roaches. The gas. Okay, we're taking it now. It's pretty early. Pretty early here from Solar. So we should be working towards link speed and banelings, but we'll keep an eye on him just to confirm. To confirm. This is like a Mario game, but we never got to BC. True. We've seen too much of that. We had an entire map full of that a couple of seasons ago with Wicked. I still can't remember the name of the map, but I'm sure you're familiar. It wasn't Everdream, was it? Was it Everdream? Is that what I'm thinking of? So now we are going to just be poking back and forth. There's a Roach one here from Solar. Because of the earlier gas, I assumed that it was going to be maybe Lingbane again. We are researching link speed, but again, Roaches are going to be on the horizon here for our Red Zerg player. So, ¿por qué no los dos? Why not both? Link speed and Roaches. Meanwhile, back at home, it was a 3cc build here from Clem. Also, it's not Evergreen. God, what was the name of that map? It's the map that was notorious for just like hyper late game, just because you'd be very secure on 4 bases and you cut the map in half really easily. This was like 2 years ago. 2 years ago. Mario vs. Dark. I mean, we saw a lot of TvZs on it. One of these days, I'll just look it up. It's like a dark green map. Not Everdream. That was too long ago. Meanwhile, Halion dropped towards the natural. Slowling's trying to keep up. Oh, we're not training. We are not training, and Clem confirms. He confirms lack of saturation. That was actually a really big scout. Very important scout here from Clem. He does confirm no droning whatsoever with that Halion drop. And I mean, again, this was supposed to be hidden. This was meant to be hidden. There we go. Bunkers are on the way. Clem knows. As Solar's embracing the the Ravager Ling all in. Oof. Massive Halion shots. And Solar, he's committed. There's no turning back from this. One way or another, the game is about to end. Either Solar kills Clem or he dies trying. And the end, Clem has a heads up. He's got bunkers on the way. One in the main, one in the natural. They are filled up. Tank is on the way. And now it makes sense why we went for the earlier gas. Now it makes sense why we went for Link Speed and Roaches at the same time. Because it's for an all-in, baby. It all makes sense. It all comes together. Files will connect. Ooh, we'll take down the bunker. Bunker does forward, busting into the natural. But there's a tank behind this. There is a tank in the back line. Lings, they collapse in. Files not quite going to be connecting. Nice splits here from Clem. Yeah, Lings are shut down. We force Solar back. And he's all in. He has to break through. There's no turning back. There's no drones. Oh, no drones. Can we get on top of the tank? Alas, we barely cannot. Oh, we lose every single Ravager. Brutal trade here from Solar. The Ravagers go down. The tank survives. And Clem holds. Clem does hold. We have a lair on the way for Solar, but that's a sad lair timing here for Solar. Oh, now we're droning. And Clem has a massive lead. 1-1 is on the way. We're building up the tank count. We have, of course, Stim. Combat shields on the horizon. Third CC already done and now going to be taken. Oh boy. Solar, he has a lot of catching up to do. What can we do here? We can go for maybe some Ling drops. We can maybe rush into Infestors. Infestors would be an interesting way to stabilize and to survive a push with their fungal growths. I'm curious what is done with the lair. As we're getting to the Lever Chamber, rocks are being knocked down. We're droning as heavily as possible. Again, the upgrades are so delayed here for Solar. Evo Chamber is just now finishing. Just catch you in chat. I don't see an ace match, and 4GG come out of nowhere with the steel chair. Knock Clem out of it. Knock Clem out. Take control. And win it all. Could happen. I mean, Clem is in Korea. A rogue Terran might just rock up and knock him out. Sit down in his place. You say 4GG, I say TY. I say... Oh no. Clem is going to be rallying forward and pushing towards the center. For a Ravager on the way. And yeah, we're going to be able to target this down. The Ravagers emerge. Do you force the pickup? Do you force the initial pickup? Clem still building up. Now Solar is rushing into Hive and rushing into Lurkers. Okay, that is a way to recover. So Lurker tech is a way to slow the game down. If Solar can successfully slow the game down, maintain his army, maintain his bases, then I mean sure, we can have a game. We'll see if we can get there. We'll take the first steps here towards recovery, towards stabilizing. Clem still has the greater economy. 4 CCs on the way. 2 2s on the horizon as well. It looks like 2-2 was delayed though, so not the biggest upgrade lead, but here comes the push. Oh my god, it's a massive army. How many tanks do we have? 7! 7 tanks are moving out. How do we stop this? 7 tanks against 4 Ravagers. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, this is what really shows kind of how far behind Solar is. As we can just say, hey, move, Poppy. We can just sim and win. We dive on top of the army. We don't even need the tanks. They're not even necessary. The Marines, they win it on their own. And Clem will type the series at 2-2. GG. GG, well played. The supplies may have looked similar, but the soup does lie. As a reminder, roaches are inflated supply, so numbers look closer than they really are. And the quality of the army also heavily in favor of Clem. As, again, didn't even need the tanks. Didn't need the tanks. Didn't need the support. The Marines on their own could have done it by themselves. And with that, GG, we're going all the way to Game 5. And again, you know, that was a failed all-in out of Solar. He did double down. He did commit. And there were maybe some slim chances, but really more than anything, the way to bounce back in that game for Solar would have been for Clem to make mistakes and for Clem to be too passive. If Clem was passive, if Clem, I don't know, like, if he delayed his 4th, if he delayed his 3rd, if he played it scared, if he wasn't too confident, and if he, again, put himself behind because of that, then, you know, that's a way, right? Maybe mismicroing, walking into Ravager piles, or going for a split push instead and losing army after army with a fragmented force. There's always, like, potential, but slim chances. Slim chances there as we're getting ready for Game 5. Let's go. How do we know that hasn't happened already? True. The Korean Terran squad. The 4 horsemen. They all rallied together and took Clem out. Innovation, TY, Byun, and Maru. They all came together. But it looks like our players are asking for a break. Our players are asking for a bit of a bio break. You know what? I've been needing to go to the bathroom since the start of the series, so BRB. So, the players are asking for a bathroom break. May as well take advantage of it. So we're going to be going in a very short break here. When we return, we will have the final game, the ace match. See you soon. Drain your disruptors. And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. It looks like our players are ready. The casters are ready. We are jumping into the ace match, the final game of the series. It all ends here. It all ends on Amphion. We've had a back and forth here, really intense game so far. And now it all ends on our final map here in Game 5 in the ace match. Let's go. And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Amphion, we have our South Korean Zerg player, the Red Zerg, representing Team Vitality. It is Solar. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran. Sorry, South Korean? I mean, he is in South Korea. True. The French Terran player representing Team Liquid. It is Clem. Let's go. Our TvZ is upon us. And it all ends here. Now, fun fact. When it comes to the games that Solar's lost and the games that he's won, Solar has won some intense back and forth mid to late game games on Side Delta and on Alcyone. The games that Solar has lost in this series failed all-ins. Remember, oh good. Solar, he went for a Ling Bane bus on Oceanborn. He went for a Ling Bane all-in on Oceanborn that failed, and then very quickly went in favor of Clem. And in the game we just saw, of course, we saw Solar on Crimson Court go for a Ravager Ling all-in, which also failed, and then Clem won. So, like, I'm just saying, Solar, we should maybe calm down. Maybe we should calm down a little bit and not try to go for an all-in. Just saying, as they have not worked so far. As I say that, of course, Solar has typically done so when he's had a lead in the series. Now here in the ace match, where do we go? Where does it take us? We're loading into Amphion. Amphion, of course, a very unorthodox map, has some interesting base layouts here with the third base, with the with the mineral patches that, of course, do gain access to it. Rocks as well. It's a very defendable third base location. I'm curious if either one tries to take it. Likewise, we'll see if we expand on the right-hand side instead. For now, Rax expand. Economic opener here out of Clem. Meanwhile, Solo going for, this time, a hatch gas pool. No crazy late gases, no gasless openers, no early spawning pools. We're settling in. Are settling in. As for now, we are going to be dancing with the initial lings. So far, we did invest into 6 lings here from Solar, which is 1 less drone to work with. But nice control so far. Solar does not lose a single ling and does defend. Does defend, does hold. Also, have to respond to this. Oh, good God. Aye. The chat. Calm down, Bobby. Calm down. As for now, we are going for a third. Likewise, Clem opening up 3 CC. It's going to be a third CC before Starport. So very economic opener out of Clem, and Solo will confirm with the Overlord Scouts. Gets eyes on the factory, confirms the lack of 2-1-1. Starport is spotted. And now Solo knows he can be greedy himself. He knows he can cut corners. Solar is settling in. Upon confirming this, we can go for double Evo Chamber before Lair. So we'll see how greedy we are if we delay our Lair, if we delay our Bailey Nest, if we prioritize upgrades. See how Solar will approach this. See how he will. He's just sick of being True. Solo just wants to end it early, but true. Speaking of, Hellions will threaten the mineral line, catching 1 drone. Worker does go down. Solo's still droning up. We reached the 4-minute 30 mark, and now it's time to throw down a tech. And there it is. It is going to be double Evo Chamber before that Lair. So faster upgrades here for Solar, going for a delayed Lair, leading into eventually bathing speed. But Solar, he now recognizes he can be greedy, cut corners, focus on upgrades. Even have faster upgrades than the Terran. Clem is poking in. Liberator sneaking in from behind. Clem trying to break the defenses here of Solar. We'll see if he can. Liberator is spotted. Queens are keeping up. Yeah, they do keep up. And is there an opening for those Hellions? The answer is no. Not yet. As Liberator does get behind the natural. Queens keeping up with the rotations. Liberator sieging up at the third base, actually. They'll siege at the third. Solar's aware. Hellions, they go for the natural. We're in position, though. We are in position. Queens will eventually shut this down. I say that Liberator does on siege. Again, for the annoying play here from Clem. Just keeping Solar busy, taking his own third base, settling into his own 1-1 upgrades, stim, and combat shields. So we're settling in and getting ready for the mid-game. 1-1 halfway done. Lair is now on the way for Solar. This should lead into a Bailey Nest, and Bailey Speed is now on the way. So it's going to be Ling Bane here from Solar. And I'm curious if Solar, with these faster upgrades, does decide to go into Ling Bane Ultra. If we try to skip the Hydrogen and go for a faster Infestation Pit. We'll keep an eye on Solar to see if he does embrace that. See if he does go for that kind of army composition. Before we can talk about Hive Tech, though, Clem is moving out. The armory is about to finish. This is going to be a bit of a stim timing with Hellbats. That's going to be a lot of Hellbats morphing in. As the armory is now done. We're just in forward the queens. Oh, we're left a little bit idle. 2 queens go down. 3 queens go down. Massive damage. 3 queens and overlord as well. Bailey's are on the way, but Solar, he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. We needed those queens to defend against the Hellbats. We needed them against the Hellbats, and Clem, he's snowballing out of control. He's busting into the natural, killing every single queen in sight. And before we can settle into the game, it may just be over here and now. And the Marines, they stim, they win, they break through the defensive line. GG, and Clem will take the series 3-2, becoming this week's ESL Open Cup Asia champion. GG. GG, well played. It is very risky to leave your queens idle on the edge of creep. As we just saw, to leave the queens idle there, it's really risky. You have very little time. You have like 1 second to react, to respond, to pull away, and to transfuse. And Clem took advantage of Solar then and there. The game ended a little bit anticlimactically, but again, that's the price. Well, that's just, you know, how brutal StarCraft can be. To lose those queens, that's game. Like, we cannot defend against that stim timing, especially with Hellbats without the queens. And to lose 3 queens instantly, to lose every queen actually from there on forward, like the dominoes, they fell one after the other. The game ends. The game ends then and there. Upgrades finished after the game ended for Solar and for Clem as well. Like, the upgrades were afterwards. Bailey's was still on the way, but slow Bailey's didn't touch the bio army either. I was hoping for more of a back and forth, and we were getting ready for it. Both players were getting ready for that mid game. It's not like Clem was all in. By no means was he all in. We had upgrades. We had a 3rd CC. We had more on the horizon. But that is those are losses that you cannot afford that quickly, that early on. Not at this level of play. Not at this level of play. So congratulations to Clem. My condolences to Solar. But again, what I will say is that, hey, looking back on the series, Solar, he won all the games that went past the mid game. You know, when he was able to survive the aggression, get into the mid to late game, and embrace a longer back and forth, that is where Solar did excel. It was attempted all-ins out of Solar, and here, these like early pushes, which did catch Solar off guard and did catch him out. So, yeah, really back and forth. I look forward to seeing a rematch. I look forward to the rematch that I'm sure will happen in the coming weeks in the lead up to EWC. Again, Clem is living in Korea, so he's going to be playing in KSL, Kung Fu Cup, as well as ESL Open Cup Asia, and maybe Americas as well, if he wakes up. If he wakes up in time, we'll be there for the Americans. Shall see. And with that, GG, well played. Congratulations here to Clem. My condolences to Solar. A shout out to all the others, of course, the other competitors. We had some big names facing off. Again, Solar, he took down Dark to make it to the finals, so no shame in that. No shame getting knocked out by Clem, as Solar had a very, very impressive run as well, bringing down players like Dark. Like Bjorn, like Trap as well. Like, Solo took down some massive names here to make it to the finals. Likewise, Clem did the same, taking down some of his own, in a way, roommates. Took down Trigger to get here. Took down Nightmare, who was popping off. Went all the way to the ace match against him as well. Went all the way to game 3. And, yeah, with that, GG. GG, well played. We are going to be wrapping up here for the night. We will be catching up on World Team League, WTL Day 3. We do have to catch up, and I'm probably going to do so tomorrow. Technically, I could cast it today. I could cast it right now, but my brain is just not working. My brain is a little bit fried. I'm a little bit fatigued, so I'm going to try and get some rest, and we'll be back tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow with ESL Open Cup Americas and with some World Team League rebroadcasts as well. As we did miss out on Day 3 of WTL, the very end of it. Basically, we missed out on Team Vitality versus Basilisk, and we will be covering that either tomorrow or the day after. We'll figure it out. We'll slot it in at some point. We'll be catching up on that replay cast. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. I imagine there were some people maybe tuning in for the first time. Hope you enjoyed yourself. Hope you had a great time here on the CranKy Ducklings. We do cast ESL Asia every single week on a weekly basis. Likewise, we're live every single day. Every single day we have some StarCraft. Yesterday we had Sparkling Tuna Cup and WTL. Today we had ESL Asia. And tomorrow we have ESL Americas. ESL Americas is going to be in around is going to be in around, what, 10 hours? So 10 hours time, we're going to be live once again on the channel. I'm going to get some sleep, and I'm going to hopefully wake up in time for some ESL Americas content. If you're curious what ESL Americas is, it's of course the Americas region variation of this event. It is open to all regions, and we have the Koreans that stay up early, that wake up early, and we have the Europeans that stay up late to compete in this. Players like MaxPax, players like Skillus, Wayne, Geralt, some of the notable Europeans, and players like Björn, Dark, Solar, Classic, some of the Koreans. Yeah, check it out. It's going to be a lot of fun. Again, it's going to be in around 10 hours time. Otherwise, thank you for watching. Thank you for watching. Thank you for the support. We do appreciate it. Again, shout out to both Clem and Solar, and we will see you guys tomorrow for some more ESL content or StarCraft content. The rest of the week is looking pretty standard. So it's going to be ESL Americas on Tuesday. It's going to be Kung Fu Cup on Wednesday. I believe we're going to be doing Duckling Open on Thursday, as we weren't able to broadcast Duckling Open live, so it's going to be a replay cast on Thursday. We have WTL on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Sparkling Tuna Cup and MSO as well. So a stacked week full of StarCraft. Look forward to it. Do look forward to it. Otherwise, we're going to be heading off here for the night. Of course, payouts. Oh, my apologies. I'll get on it, papi. I'll get on it. Payouts, papi. All the predictions. XD. Smurge. See in the chat, one-sided casting, maybe next time we can hear a little from Yakuzaku. I apologize for that. So, I don't want to funada Yaku, okay? But Yaku, I messaged, okay. So Yakuzaku, he's usually my co-caster for ESL Asia. Usually, every week he's here for ESL Asia, and that's why, I have him listed. I messaged him an hour before ESL Asia. I was like, yo, you good? And he's like, I passed out on my desk. And then he did the skull emoji. And that sounds like he may have passed out again after that. So, Yaku, he unfortunately was unavailable today. But I'm sure we'll be well rested, very well rested for the upcoming week of StarCraft ahead of us. So yeah, take care, Yaku, take care. For those who don't know, Yaku, he recently graduated. He got his I believe either diploma or bachelor's, but he got his degree like a month ago, and he's been job hunting every single day, and he's a little bit stressed out. He hasn't been hearing anything, and he's looking for his first job basically. So best of luck to Yaku, best of luck. I know he's been stressed out, so send him some love whenever you see him. Send him some love, cheer him up. Wish him the best. And yeah, he should be here in a couple of days. Our next, typically we cast on Friday, so on Friday he should be casting WTL with me. But yeah, that's why if he were to woken up suddenly, then that's why I left the door open for him to jump in, but I wasn't here today. Wasn't here. Smart. With this, Clem did what Reina couldn't during his Korea stay, win an ESL Cup. True. I mean, they're difficult to win. They are difficult. You forgot to tell Clem to calm down. True. Needed to Clem down, papi. I wanted to embrace the mid game and the late game, papi. Didn't let it happen. But yeah, with that, thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for the support. We'll see you guys tomorrow for ESL Americas. Otherwise, consider following us all over the place. Consider following us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. All things CranKy Ducklings. All things. Oh, my stream deck just broke on me. Beautiful. But all things CranKy Ducklings. If you are interested in our stuff, there we go. Exclamation mark socials in the chat. If you are interested. Likewise, you can support us on Patreon as well. Patreon. You can subscribe on Twitch. You can become a member on YouTube. We do stream on YouTube at the same time, and VODs are available instantly on YouTube as well under the live tab. So VODs are available if you're interested. Otherwise, we'll see you guys tomorrow for ESL Americans. Until then, Hasta luego. Ciao, papi, ciao. Hasta luego. Oh.